Welcome back, family. Restarting this live stream over on Facebook. If you were in the first one, thanks for being here. Classic Facebook dropped it, so if you're watching this video later, please do comment replay. This is an Ask Me Anything all about dating and relationships, so if you have a question, you can type it in. If you are watching this later on Facebook, please do like, share, and comment on the video so we can get it out there in these beautiful AI waves of algorithms. So Jen Ferrandez, this is Parangi and Liquid Bloom. This is their new mix called the Soul Mix. That was actually recorded here in Austin at Kuya. It's incredible ceremonial and journey music. Some of the best. So just look up Soul Journey Mix on Spotify. We got the Boz in the house. You do love to see that. Awesome. So I'm going to see if I can pull an Indiana Jones here and sub out the link for the old stream with this new stream because it crashed on Facebook. And it looks like, yeah, Instagram is pretty lean today, which is tough, but, it is what it is. All right, so the new link is up in the dojo. It's soul like S-O-L, like sun in Spanish, not soul. All right, y'all, so we're back. If you have any questions, type them in. Happy to take any questions y'all got. Raman in the house. Feeling energized. Amazing. Welcome. Awesome, y'all. Well, if you have any questions, type them in. Looks like here on Facebook, we got nobody. Just one person. And here on Instagram, we got a few. So, yeah, I'm going to keep the stream up for the next 30 minutes, maybe. We'll see if we get any good questions. It also is a timing thing, I get it's, middle of the day. It's 1:30 CST here in Austin. If you can hear me, though, on Facebook, just type in the chat. Type in one word of gratitude, something you're grateful for. Type in where you are in the world, where you guys coming in from. Got Anastasia, UA Sai over here on Instagram. Welcome. So Raman says, did you answer the question? Yeah, yesterday. What does it mean if he hasn't texted back? I mean, it can mean so many different things, but most of the time, if he's not texting back, it just means he's giving you his answer, right? Like, this is kind of the brutal truth around this for women. The reason he's not texting back is less important than the signal he's sending by not texting back, which means he's not interested. Like, if a man is really pursuing you and thinking about you and attracted to you, he's not going to forget. He's not going to get too busy, He's doing so many other things. He's going to the gym. He's texting his colleagues. He's doing calls. He's making sales. He's talking to whoever. He can do it. You can send a 1-minute text that says, hey, I'm really busy today, but I'm really excited to see you. So if he's not texting at all, there's only one reason, and that's he's not interested. And like, now how you take that, is it personal? Does it mean that you did something wrong or something bad? No, it doesn't have to mean that. What it means is that he's given you his answer, so you can release, you can let go. And obviously you might have to grieve that, because if it was kind of like unrequited love where you were super into him and you thought it was going somewhere, but he's demonstrating that's not the case, it's tough. It's not easy. It's definitely like, it's challenging. It can hurt, but that's the brutal truth, y'all. Now, a super high quality man, what we got into yesterday, and again, this will ruffle some feathers maybe, But a super high quality man has options, just like a super high quality woman. So he might be speaking to multiple women at once before he settles down with one and wants to actually date them. So it just simply might mean that you're in a rotation. And that is what it is. You know, that doesn't mean that there's something terribly wrong there. It just means that you need to understand the game you're playing, which is sexual market dynamics and the dating, evolutionary psychology and mating, you know, animal brain stuff. That's real. And so a part of like really being successful in dating in today's milieu, to use a Scrabble triple word score, is that you have to understand the game of how dating and mating plays out. Now, I am all for using manifestation and power and intention and consciousness. That's the ultimate part here, is to allow synchronicity and mystery and poetry to actually set you up for the beauty of actually meeting the one, which is what I've experienced in my life. That is the goal. But if you are rusty in your dating game, it's going to be tough. Now, Sophie White. What the hell is this? High income revenue gate? Is there literally a bot on here? Sophie White, you're done. Oh yeah, this is a fake account. Classic. Well, you love to see that. Not many actual followers on today, but we got some fake accounts. So Sophie White is now blocked. That is hilarious. Literally a straight up spam ad in the middle of a live. I don't think I've ever seen that on Facebook. That's insane. Wow. Nick Yanez or Nikki Yanez bought a badge. Hey, thank you so much. I think it's Nikki. Thank you so much, sister. That's really generous of you. I'm very grateful for you. Thank you for that. That just made this whole stream worth it right there. Not speaking to the void. Thank you so much. If you got a question or anything, please let me know if you want to share anything. Oh, we got Noah in the house. When in doubt, you need to Noah out. That's what I've always said, and I will continue to say it. What's up, brother? We got Rosenberg, Sarah, Jen Fernandez. Okay, gotcha. Awesome. Thank you for being here, and I'm happy to be of service. Jen Fernandez says, is women initiating conversation a bad thing? It's not a bad thing. I think that's great. It's how you initiate, right? So I'm assuming as a woman that you're in a feminine dominant polarity, right? So you prefer to be in your feminine heart. You prefer to be magnetic and, you know, receptive. I'm assuming that. So if you're going to initiate the text, it needs to be in that type of language. So if you initiate a text in a masculine type language as a woman, which is an energetic, remember, not gendered, which means, hey, let's go out tomorrow night. I'll pick you up at 7. Imagine if a woman texted you that as a man, if you're watching. You're going to be excited about that? You're going to want to date that woman? Maybe, if you're in your feminine polarity. But if you're going to text first as the woman, it needs to be magnetic. You need to signal desire. Like, hey, I really liked your profile. You know, I'm free Thursday night. And just kind of leave it open. Get some mystery in there. Get some seduction in there. If you're going to message first as the woman, you need to be signaling your desire and expressing how you feel, expressing a little bit of maybe mystery or a little bit of like, you know, I'm into you, like, you know, come and get me. You know, you want to be pursued as the woman, ideally, right? So many women, when you get underneath all the armor, and so I get the beautiful privilege to do this in my work when I'm coaching one-on-one with a single woman usually, although I do work with married and coupled women as well. Underneath that armor of, well, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to make the plan. I'm going to go first. I'm going to be in my masculine. No one else is doing it, so I have to do it. You know, I'm running the family. I'm planning the dates. I'm crushing work. Almost all of them, I'd say 95%. There are some that really thrive there, but they're the minority. They're the exception, not the rule. They all want to be led. They all want to be invited. They all want to be claimed. They want to surrender. They want to relax. They want the man to make the plan, to pick them up, to pay for dinner, to take them out, to initiate the hard conversations about intimacy or compatibility, to lead them, to guide them, to love them. This isn't rocket science, y'all. This is ancient, simple, not easy in the modern world, but very simple stuff. And that's the beauty of understanding polarity, understanding dating psychology and these dynamics. You know, you can sit here and watch this video, which some people do. I mean, I see this in comments every day, and say, this is all bullshit, none of this is true, this is the old way, the new way is blah, blah, blah. And that's fine. But the thing is, you need to demonstrate why your new way that you just came up with or you believe in, because you shared a Facebook meme, is the way that men and women should relate. Maybe it'll work for you, but is it going to work for everybody? Probably not. Is it going to overturn thousands and thousands and maybe millions of years of evolution and biology and spirit, the divine connection we all have to God, Goddess, whatever you see as the ultimate source of love and creation? Probably not. You're probably not going to overturn that because you came up with a new system. I'm not saying it's not my system. I'm just a messenger here. I have my own philosophy on what I believe to be natural law. So you don't need to take what I'm saying as law. You need to go experiment with it and find out what works for you. So that's a little disclaimer here. Raman, what about intermittent texting? It's the same thing. That's what I'm getting in text statements of explicit interest. I'd love to get to know you. And so, yeah, intermittent texting is the same thing. So if there's intermittent texting, there might be intermittent interest. And that just means that there hasn't been a clear dynamic formed quite yet. So as long as you're showing up and continuing to exhibit interest and desire to go deeper, that's a good sign, and that is going to set you up for success in terms of, will he actually pursue? Because maybe he's waiting to see something. Maybe he's unsure about the connection, which is why the texting's intermittent. Maybe it's just not a priority. This is the thing. Like, a man will tell you what his priorities are by his actions, not his words. So it just may not be a priority for him, which doesn't mean that you did something wrong or there's something wrong with the attraction. He may be really attracted. It's just not a priority. Now, obviously, when a lot of people will hear that, it's like, well, I'm not a priority. Like, I don't want to date someone where I'm not a priority. And that's real. You got to kind of decide what you're available for, what you want to do there. So, yeah. And again, if you can give more detail or be more specific, I can answer the question more specifically. Awesome. We got 7 people on Facebook, 5 on Instagram. If you guys have questions, type them in. This isn't asking me anything. Grateful for y'all being here. Go ahead and hit the share button on this video if you're vibing right now and you are enjoying this. Go ahead and share this video. That'll really help me break through this iron grip of our AI overlords. Yeah, so Raman, I mean, I know a lot of the backstory here because Raman and I are actually working together one-on-one, but she says it's early days, it's 4 weeks until we meet. Yeah, so, you know, the intermittent texting and the fact that you are meeting up in person and that's planned, that's a great sign. So that means he is interested, he wants to go deeper. And the texting rhythm just may not be established yet because you haven't deepened yet in person. You haven't met, you need to go on more dates, you need to have some more radically honest conversations. The intimacy needs to escalate, maybe not physically, but in terms of truth and sharing. So I think a lot of it is just starting that process. Battery's dying over here. It's starting that process and just being really honest with where you're at and really just available to move through that process in an honest way. And that means telling him exactly where you're at, what do you desire? Like, hey, I would actually desire to have more communication and more regular texting. It makes me feel safe, it makes me feel desired. And watch, like a man, when he hears that, is gonna change his behavior. He's gonna love that. You gotta understand, ladies, the man wants to make you happy. He really does. He's literally biologically wired to make you happy. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to be the source of your happiness, as in, just plugging in my phone here. As in, you don't need to like do your practices and what you're doing in your life, but from a dating perspective, he wants to make you happy. He wants to please you. He wants to bring you pleasure and love. That's literally what men are designed to do, which is beautiful. And women are designed to make men happy. I mean, it's not rocket science, y'all. Like, the species would have died out long ago if men and women didn't bring each other pleasure, love, security and safety, desire, mystery, all of it. This is the mind fuck of what I believe are very negative forces that are trying to confuse masculine and feminine energy on this planet. And I'm not going to go into that on this video, but dear fucking God, there's some weird shit out there right now, y'all. I'm sure if you have eyes and ears to see and hear, you've probably heard of some of this shit. So Jen Fernandez says, really attracted but not a priority. Do you think it's still a good reason to keep trying? Can't answer that one for you. If you want to be a priority, then yeah, you should probably stop trying, and not just stop trying, but let that connection go and say that. Say like, hey, like at this point in my dating journey, I'd really like to be a priority with the person I'm dating. I'm not feeling that here, so I'm really grateful for you, but I'm gonna stop pursuing this connection. This is the thing, y'all. If you ghost, you don't get to grow. It's actually a meme I should make. When you ghost, you don't grow. If you want to grow, you can't ghost. You just need to say what you're feeling. Say exactly what's true for you, so the other person gets to learn from that experience. Does that make sense? And can y'all still hear me on Facebook? Facebook is struggling today. I've got fiber optic internet that's insanely fast. A nice MacBook Pro, and this thing is freezing. So hopefully y'all can still hear me on Facebook. Let me know if you can still hear me if you're on Facebook. I see we got a few other comments. Okay, Ankara says we hear you. All right, so it's just on my side. The stream's still good. Miss Jordan in the house, what's good? So you guys on Instagram, can you share this video? Like, can you share that? Can you share it Instagram live while it's live? And what does that do? Can you share it to your story, or like, I'm just curious. Be True Lewis in the house. I think Brent had a question before about premature ejaculation, which was a great one. Really great one. Just love this part of the song. Just take a deep breath with me. Oh, wow. Full body chills. This mix I'm obsessed with. Soul Journey, SOL, by Parangi and Liquid Bloom. Fucking incredible. Oof, it's got a full body. That's how crazy breath is. One breath and intention, and your whole nervous system changes. Just boom. Absolutely incredible. All right, y'all. So we got some good questions. Well, I want to go to Brent real quick. So Be True Lewis, are you in here? My man Brent. Anyway, he was asking about premature ejaculation in the first stream before it went down, which this is a huge one for men. Struggled with it myself in the past. Still not a master of it. Now, this is why men, I highly recommend reading and practicing the techniques in The Multi-Orgasmic Man by Montauk Chia, and I forget the other author who's a sexologist. You gotta learn how to edge. You gotta learn how to breathe. You gotta learn how to soften the front of your body and loosen your jaw. And with self-pleasure and lovemaking, let go of the goal-oriented obsession that you might have learned through porn or whatever as a kid, to relax and circulate the energy through your body, up your spine, through your fingertips and toes, all through your body, right? This is an insanely powerful, sexy kung fu practice for men. And so I would start with that book, but he also specifically asked around the shame around it. Here's the thing, like, say you know, are prematurely ejaculating and you're with someone you're so attracted to, whatever, you're with your wife, your girlfriend, and you just bust, okay? Just own it. Own that you feel ashamed in that moment, get mad, and if your partner is able to meet you in that energy, it'll dissolve. Because a lot of men, they just worry that the woman is like judging them or thinks they're fucked up or they blew it and now they can't keep going. And by the way, keep going. Don't stop. Express the emotion. Tell your partner how you're feeling. Own it. Don't dwell on it. And keep going. It's only a problem if you make it a problem in here. Most women will fucking love you up. They don't care, ultimately. Women have their own trauma around it, right? Because men, you know, will just kind of forget about them and just be like, oh, you know. But as long as you're present, alive, embodied, and like expressing, it's not a big deal. The woman's gonna love you, and you can keep going and keep enjoying each other. Not a big deal. Now that being said, fuck, it is not easy. Yeah, I'm not saying it's easy. You got to practice that. You got to get vulnerable. You might need to have this conversation outside the bedroom first. Like if it happens in the moment and you've never had the conversation, maybe that's not a good time. You want to have that conversation in a neutral space that's not as charged a lot of time. So, yeah. It's a deep question, Brent. I hope you see this later or saw it. Okay, it is shareable. Fuck yeah, Prangi's coming to New Mexico. It's amazing. I think he's actually in Austin this weekend or next weekend for Solar Punk too. Do you have any literature similar to that book, but for women? Yes, The Multi-Orgasmic Woman. Same author, Montauk Chia. Book will change your life. I think it's posted in a pinned post or thread in my Aligned Relationship Dojo. So go to the link in my bio if you're on Insta, and you can join that for free. Just, you know, fill out the questionnaire and I'll accept you. Yeah, multi-orgasmic woman, game changer if you're a woman. A lot of women have no idea that what they thought was pleasure and what they thought they knew about their body in lovemaking is 1% of what's available. Holy shit. I was thinking the same thing, would love to read more about femininity. Well, you can also, well, my book is largely about masculinity, but obviously it talks a lot about femininity. Sex, Masculinity, and God on Amazon by Oros, myself, Last, and Dick, Cattle Last, Daniel Dick. So I recommend my book, shameless plug. Also, Dear Lover. So Dear Lover by David Deida is what you're looking for. If you want to go deep into poetic, mythic femininity and polarity, Dear Lover by David Deida will blow your mind. Blow your mind in a crazy way. All right, so Ankara, fresh out of a short-term dating attempt, I'm going to utilize the winter to recalibrate, go with them, but I still want to relate with women. I don't have intentions to date again right away. Still open to connections with the feminine. What's the best way to stay balanced and not get distracted from my personal purpose? So this is tricky territory. You need to define for yourself critically, like exactly what relating with the feminine looks like if you're not intending to date. Does that mean chatting? Does that mean going out to a movie, having coffee, dinner? Does that mean them coming over to your house? You need to be clear with that because that is a slippery, slippery slope. The best way to stay balanced is to relate with men and work on your personal purpose. Go all in on that in this season, knowing that at some point you'll be ready to date again, you'll be ready to open up again, and that season will change. So I would 100% get close with the men around you first. This is men in my men's circle right now, this is the classic feminine fast, which can be extremely healthy, but then you leave the back door. Well, I still want to connect with women. I'm just not going to date. Then you end up, hey, like, it's 10 p.m. Like, what are you doing? Like, do you want to watch this Netflix show with me? And then suddenly, you know, You just broke all your agreements with yourself. If you want to make that kind of agreement. So, I think you got to get very, very specific about what that means. It's a great question, though. Raman says, loving your poetry and describing the dance. Thank you. Aurora says, hi, Kevin, everyone. What makes you feel truly grounded so you feel a true alignment on a body, mind, soul level? I am curious. This may, upset you because there's nothing fancy. Literally, I follow my highest excitement, also known as the flow state, also known as God moving through me or you at all times. That's not all the practices, although I do that stuff, naked sunbathing, breath work, meditation, lifting weights, singing, freestyling, making love, all the things and stuff are all amazing. But it's literally, if you want to be in true alignment on a body, mind, soul level, you need to follow, which means act on, and listen to your highest excitement. What are you excited about? What service do you want to give to the world? What woman or man do you want to talk to? What art do you want to create? What business do you want to create? How do you want to show up at your job? If you're excited, truly, authentically, not fake excitement, which is you like hyping yourself up, you can't miss, and you're going to be in alignment. Whatever you're passionate about and excited about is your gift and is your sacred energy. Now, discipline is needed. It's not all fun and rainbows. You're just following your excitement all day. That's not what I'm saying. Which a lot of people will say, well, Kevin, you can't follow your highest excitement all the time. I got to pay bills. It's like, yes, that's where discipline comes in. But that's literally the answer to your question. That's how I feel grounded and in alignment. And I don't feel it every day. I feel it right now, but it changes. And Cara says, I just shared on my Facebook story. Thank you, brother. Really appreciate that. Thanks. I've been thinking of starting a men's group to help this process. 100% you should do that. Iskra says, yes, make the meme. Great sentence. Yeah, so earlier I was saying, when you ghost, you don't learn. So don't ghost if you want to grow. No. Ghost and grow. Like some combination, like a Trump slogan. Go ahead and ghost. Don't grow. Tremendous amounts of growth happens when you don't ghost and you actually text back. Like when I texted China. I'm gonna just throw the Trump impressions in every video now. But yeah. Good days in Austin in the house. Dez. What's up, sister? If you guys on Instagram have any other questions or want to share anything, go ahead. And I'm going to stay live for maybe another 10 or 15 minutes, depending on what y'all want to talk about. I'm also going to go into some of the questions in the dojo. So if you guys do have questions, type them in. Share this video if you haven't already. If you're getting value from it, you're enjoying it. Had someone donate a badge earlier on Instagram, which was amazing. So grateful for that. Doesn't happen often on here, but you'd love to see it. Roy says, that's an unexpected answer. Thanks, and thanks for being honest. How are you doing, by the way? I'm doing amazing today. I slept well. I'm here with y'all doing this, which is something I love to do. Being of service and having fun and investigation and knowledge sharing, which is part of my human design. Also, I am feeling a little because, well, the sun's out right now, but it's been cloudy in Austin, and I'm a total sun god, so I have to be in the sun. I'm like a battery. So when it's not sunny, I do feel the difference. It's not that I feel off or but I do feel like really would like the sun. So it's gonna be something I'm gonna have to get used to in the classic changing of the seasons, right? I've just lived in the tropics for so long and traveled and lived in the tropics that I'm kind of spoiled with the sun. So that's the other thing. What else y'all got? R. Sanchez says, how do you know what ignites you? Nurse, right? So on some level, helping people. Is that Roxanne? I think it is, right? What's up, Roxanne? Great to see you. Nurse, right? But on some level, helping people, but there's also a burnout. So this is the thing. To learn what ignites you, you have to experiment. So nursing, beautiful profession. If you like helping people, that's amazing. If that really ignites you and excites you, that's amazing. The thing is, if your job is burning you out and it doesn't feel good, you need to experiment with other ways you can help. And at the beginning, those won't be income producing, or maybe they will. It is me. What's up, Roxanne? Great to see you. So at the beginning, you might need to go deep and experiment, find new friend groups, try a new trade, try a new practice, go volunteer somewhere, and really get to that ignition. Like whatever is exciting you and igniting your heart, you'll just feel it and know it immediately. If you're in the stage of asking this question, honestly, it's just because you haven't gone outside the comfort zone to explore different places that could ignite you. Because that's the thing, when you're ignited, you know it. I'll know it too by looking at you. I'll just see that you're ignited. You won't have to ask like, am I ignited? You'll know. So I think helping people, yes, that is an incredible place to start. What are some other ways you can help people in your community, or how can you also receive help so you can feel what it feels like to be helped in other modalities? Maybe that does mean, working with a massage therapist, Reiki, yoga, um, traditional therapist, coach, going to groups or classes or workshops where there's healing modalities and helping modalities, and kind of like sampling, trying, and exploring. I think that's going to be really important for you at this part of the journey. Clouds are a blessing. Hugs. They are a blessing. You're right. Aurora, I love you answering with sounds. They used to call me sound effect guy in school. Glad to hear you are good despite the sun part. I mean, the sun part is just like, that's my own shit. Like the sun is doing its thing, nature's doing its thing. It's perfect. Um, and Cara says, we connected the festival in Southern California a few years ago at Dave Sandoval's Oasis. It's great to see you being on purpose. Love you, bro. Yeah, grateful for you. I think you're talking about totality, right? Yeah, that was a great time. Grateful for y'all being here, man. Jen Fernandez says, I've heard someone say before that us as women, we feel alive most through creation. So try something creative, sing, dancing, art, feminine stuff. Thoughts on this? 100%. 100%. Singing, dancing, and making art of any kind is guaranteed to lift your spirit. Don't believe me? Try it today. And if you don't sing in the car or in the shower, you don't dance when no one's watching, and you haven't made art, so you could literally open your phone and write. That's art. You can draw, you can paint, you can sculpt, you can do pottery, you can garden, which I think is art. Watch how good you feel. Amazing. How amazing and good you'll feel immediately. It's food for the soul, y'all. And I think a lot of women stop doing that when they get really busy or become a mom or get a stressful job, and you got to keep it alive. You got to work on that. So important. So important. All right, so I'm going to go into the group now. If y'all don't have any more questions, I mean, if you do, type them in, but I'm going to go into my Aligned Relationship Dojo, which the link is here in my bio and in the comments on Facebook if you're not in that. There's some really good stuff in there around these topics if you want to find out. So, what do we got? Okay. So yeah, I just posted. This is fascinating. I have a client right now who's married, and he's like, I don't know why she feels disconnected. Why are we not like more intimate? And then, well, I challenged him, plan a date night and take her out, getting childcare, doing the whole thing, planning the experience, going out with her, and then, classic, week later, intimacy. Holy shit, we're so connected. This is crazy. Like she's saying things she's never done, and like This is how simple it can be, y'all. Your feminine partner wants to be dated. She wants to be courted. She wants to be wooed. She wants to be loved. She wants to feel desired. So if you don't take her on dates, just because you're married doesn't mean it's automatic, you know? This is simple stuff, y'all. But this is why I love doing what I'm doing. It's why I love coaching, because you have to break down. What I do is I help them break down their resistances and stories to why, oh, well, I tried that, it didn't work. Or, oh, like, she doesn't actually want that, she wants this. You you have to actually do the thing. You have to actually do the thing, which means you have to plan it. You got to plan your work your plan, lead from the masculine. Magic will happen, I promise. See it every day in my practice. Jen says, thanks, Cav. What's the equivalent for this with men? Same thing. Men also need to sing, dance, make art. Men also need to do hard shit. So they need to compete and play sports or spar in MMA. They need to be in nature. Women do too. Men also need to overcome challenges or build skills. What makes men most alive? Their purpose. What makes men most alive is overcoming challenges in service to their purpose on earth, aka God. That could be gardening, being a single dad, being a stock market broker, being a soldier, being a marketer, being whatever, baseball, little league coach, doesn't matter. Men have to serve their purpose. That's when they're most alive. And that's why men who sacrifice their purpose for a woman, for sex, for attention, whatever, they slowly start to lose their essence, and then you can feel it, and those men are miserable. And some of those men become resentful and lash out at the world, and that's where a lot of violence in our world comes from, sadly. Or their purpose, they believe their purpose is something other than what it actually is, and they get confused. So Simona Sky, if you're watching this video, you've had some interactions in the dojo that were borderline disrespectful with other people. And I allowed them because I want the place to be free speech, obviously. But I'm just saying, like, I am noticing that. That's all I'll say. So she's saying, I've encouraged you to look up patriarchy, meaning definition. I hope men leading this group are not in that category. You know what? In this moment, well, this is going to happen live, y'all. She's gone. She's actually out of the group. Indirect, passive, aggressive communication / an inability. Like, there was another post. Long story short, if you come to my group, there are rules and agreements. You don't have to be in this group. I'm running the group, so I'm going to set those rules and agreements. This is an example of masculine boundaries. If you are disrespectful to other people / post passive aggressive stuff like this, because basically what she just said is, like, I hope the men in this group are not part of the patriarchy, which is hilarious, because if you actually look up the definition of the patriarchy, it just means rule by the family. Patris in Latin means the family, and paternity obviously is like, who's the father, but that's just because they used to track the family based on the father. Patriarchy does not mean the oppression of men. This is complete bullshit of the woke culture that's used that language, and also third wave feminism. Go to the actual etymology of the word. And I grant you, yes, many men are oppressive, and there's a lot of men that have done harm to the feminine. I'm not saying and excusing that. But don't get it twisted that you think that patriarchy is magically, XYZ, when you need to actually do your research. And anyway, long story short, this person will be banned from the group live. And, it's got to be done, y'all. I got to clean the garden. So that's the thing. Like, if I don't prune and clean this garden, that is my group, who will? No one. Which is why I'm doing this right now live. But it is what it is. I had a feeling. This is the thing. There's a classic scenario, y'all. Long story short, this person we've already named, but hey, this is public information, so sorry, not sorry. This person in a previous post basically said, why are there no men that just desire monogamy? Like, why are all men just want sex? It was like a judgmental post, but also it sparked a lot of good conversation. A man came in and basically challenged that in a very kind way and said, hey, like maybe is this coming up for you? And she just like shit on him. Just like, hey, shut the fuck up. Like you're blah, blah, blah. Multiple people reported that comment. I didn't delete it because I want there to be energy. Um, and that's a yellow flag. And then that post, which I hadn't actually looked at fully until just now, is the second yellow flag, which equals a red flag, which means you're done. So, so long, and thanks for all the fish. Um, it's important, y'all, to set boundaries and just hold the line, like, especially on social media. I guarantee that person would never say that to my face or any other man's face or even a woman's face. But there's some weird phenomenon on social media where people think they can be disrespectful or say things that they would never say in person online, and that this barrier somehow is protecting them, which it is, right? We're doing this at a distance. But that does not mean you get to energetically, do XYZ. And so that's why I do block and ban people, not often, but somewhat regularly. I'd say maybe one a week or one every 2 weeks, who just egregiously have not honored the agreements of the container, which they agreed to when they joined. So this is a bit of a rant, but I think it's also a good teaching moment. And people can say, you're censoring, or how could you do this? It's like, hey, make your own group. You make your own group, write your own posts. It's the classic example where, like, imagine someone comes into your home, like your actual house, and they're like, I don't like any of these decorations. That's racist. I'm being ridiculous, but this is fucked up. You need to move all this around. And you're just literally confused. You're like, what the fuck are you doing in my house? Or maybe you invited them in, but then they do that. Hey, same thing on social media. You come in my house on my profile or a group I'm managing, and you don't agree to the agreements, and you create disrespect, you're done. Pretty simple stuff, guys. But hey, sometimes you gotta do the thing. All right, I think I'm gonna close out the live stream pretty soon unless anyone else has questions. So Coach Jen Chi says boundaries protection 100%. Ursi, I just pruned my garden at dinner tonight. So I hear you. Amazing. Great to see you, Ursi. Coach Jen Chi says provoking. Yeah, this person was definitely provoking. And I welcome provoking. Just do it with respect. It's not a big deal if you provoke. You can be triggery and antsy and have a hot take, but do it with respect. Very simple. It's crazy how many people miss that little touch of respect. That's it. Roxanne, thank you for being here. You're the best. Really grateful for Roxanne. Roxanne, I just met at an amazing retreat we did in Costa Rica. And I think Roxanne is still integrating and on her glow up. And it's beautiful to see that, sister. I'm so grateful that you're still going in and doing the work, Ursi, I think you were on at the beginning, but yeah, grateful for you to join. I see the Danimals out here as well. If you got questions, you want to share anything, please do. Coach Jen Chi says, oh my God, I just had a crazy neighbor do that. A cray neighbor. You should see her place. I was kind, but no, I didn't ask for her input. Yeah, this is the thing, y'all. If you come to someone's space, their sacred space, their home, their garden, their social media, and you talk shit, that's fine, but you need to get ready for the consequences, which could be you're not welcome here anymore or leave. But you're free to talk shit, right? It's a free country. But just know, that could be the consequences, that you're done. So I think more people on social media need to practice that and actually get really curious about how their probably well-intentioned statements or actions, because maybe they think they're helping you, right? They truly think they're helping you. They come on your post and they tell you how you should live, or that you're wrong, this is not what women want, this is what men want, this is blah, 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 blah. I get this a lot. I just look at it and I laugh, because I often can tell, oh, this person is speaking to themselves. They're prescribing something to me that they themselves are working on or struggling with. And I have compassion first. Now, if they're super disrespectful, I do get anger because I'm like, who the fuck is this person? But this is just one of the fucking Aikido, judo abilities in life that we all need to master, especially in an era of chaos where there's a lot of negative polarity out there. You know, Israel, Hamas, you know, fucking left versus right, politically, economically. You know, these are all traps. You have to be able to ninja through by staying in your heart, staying connected to God or your, you know, your version of God, and get really curious about what's actually happening. But take no shit. Be kind to everyone. You have no idea what they're going through, but don't take any shit. Boundaries are sacred. You don't need to feel guilty or explain yourself for ever setting a boundary. And that's just like, that's just God's truth, you know? Really grateful for all you guys. I think I'm going to sign off. I don't see any last minute questions. Raman, Danielle, Aurora, thank you so much. Danielle, I saw you booked a consult call, which I'm excited for. Which anyone who is, you know, interested in working together, you know, if you want to level up your dating game, go deep and like really activate the rest of your year. Like if you don't have the tribe you want, if you're not dating the man or woman you want, if you're not in the business or in the excitement and creativity that you want, let's set up a call and let's talk about it. We can do a free consultation call and get to the bottom of it in 30 minutes. I promise. That's one of my superpowers. So thank you all for being here. I would highly recommend joining the Aligned Relationship Dojo, and check the link in my bio here on Instagram. It's posted here on Facebook, obviously, which you can see. And I'm super grateful for y'all. This has been fun. I hope to see you next time. And you guys are legends. Keep on keeping on. Stay grounded, stay in your heart, set boundaries, trust your instinct and your intuition always. That is the number one thing I can tell you. So grateful for y'all. If you've gotten a lot from this video, please do comment or tag someone that you think would get something from it and share it. It really helps get the word out. And you guys are awesome beings. Ciao for now.